Hey there. Good afternoon, people. Hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving and an amazing holiday. I know things are really rough and crazy in the world right now. And I'm doing this weird, year in review. And I know we've got another month left. But I mean, it started off the year for me in bankruptcy. And then in the middle of the year, I almost went through a divorce. And then towards the end of the year, I've had some of the coolest high profile guests on my show, a famous author, Neil Donald Walsh, Dr. Rawls, Dr. Tom O'Brien, and pretty soon I'll have Dave Afspray from Bulletproof Coffee. I've gotten to go to some of the coolest conferences, health conferences around, get inspired, make new friends. I was hired, by another company to be a podcast host, so I'm getting paid to podcast. So there were some really horrible things this year, and there were some really amazing things this year. And I think the beautiful part about it all is not looking at it as horrible and good or wrong or right. And that it is just what it is, right? It's just what it is. I find sometimes more lessons, more beautiful nuggets in the quote unquote horrible stuff, like the almost divorce and the bankruptcy. And when you can look at it that way, it also helps take out some of the edge, right? Some of the stinginess, some of the story. For the longest time, especially with Lyme disease, I've mentioned before that my uncle killed himself when I was 4, and multiple suicide attempts that I've had, and the abuse that I grew up with, and autoimmune diseases, and chronic Lyme disease. And, I could get really easy stuck in the why me, poor me, pity party, and I'd be justified in doing so. I'd find a lot of people who would be like, yeah, you've been through a lot. That's horrible. But that just keeps me small, and that keeps you sick, right? So I am choosing, because we have a choice, right? That's the only thing we have control over, is how we react to something. So I'm choosing to react differently to stuff and not lose my shit and not think it's the end of the world, because I've been through a hell of a lot worse and I'm still here, right? Being grateful for the crap and for the good, really. Because like I said, again, a lot of times it's those darkest moments is where we have the biggest gifts. So when you can get to that spot, it's amazing how differently life shows up. And it's a little bit more even keel instead of this roller coaster ride that I know a lot of you, like myself, I used to be on. So can you look back throughout this year with some compassion, with some love? Can you see in the parts that looked hopeless where there was actually a little glimmer of hope, of light, some nugget of inspiration, something that you would not have learned if you wouldn't have got the lesson any other way than the way that you did? If we can start looking at these situations a little bit differently, it's amazing, again, how differently our attitudes in life shows up for us. So I'm just saying, it's been a tough and amazing year. I wouldn't change any of it. And I'm so grateful to be on this journey with you all. And man, 2024, I can feel it in my bones. It's going to kick ass. I'm pretty excited. Do you all have a good Thanksgiving? Hope so. Stay tuned.